1994 is when it became illegal to beat and legally grab your wife. So you, Candace, want us to go back to those times.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just say real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Because the reality is, whether you go fight on another turf or not, you're at war with yourself every day. Everybody is at war every day. The person that you're at war with is yourself. Our nature, human nature is against our... Human nature goes against our ideals, what we think is the perfect way to be or our best self. We are at war with this inner demon that's telling us to go this way when we want to go that way, right? And a person who takes the lead to conquer this nature, have discipline, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, even when you want to sleep until 8. Get up, right? Take that risk. Even though you don't have that much money in your bank account, you know you have a dream and a passion. Take that risk and invest in yourself. See, that's what leaders do. And when you do those things and you become successful, you inspire other people because you done it. They're not following somebody that's just talking. They following somebody that does it, is doing it, and is going to continue to do it. Don't follow nobody that ain't doing it. I'll be damned. A lot of males think that their genitals make them leaders by default. Meanwhile, they need a woman to help them become the leader. You just got to let me lead. A leader gonna lead. A commander gonna command. You don't have to ask somebody to let you do that. You gonna do it, and it's gonna be shown in your character and how you carry yourself.
Okay then. Yeah. Speaking of leading and belt the ass, Candace Owens, man. I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with Candace Owens. Like I like her. I just like that she stands on business. Like I like her as a debater, and I haven't seen too many people go head over Candace and win. She's done debated a lot of people, man. And you know, recently you had the 20 feminists versus 1, which was Candace, and you went up there and put belt the ass. And it's crazy because I just typed in your name, and it was a myriad of YouTube just showing you praise, people that didn't even know who you were. Yeah. Some people that did know who you were that were impressed, but it was overwhelmingly, wow, man, you really went up there and stated your case, and you really had her kind of speechless. Yeah. First and foremost, how did that even come together? Because, you know, when we seen you up there, of course, we proud. That's Princella, you know, that's our people, you know. Yeah. How did that come together?
Well, so my assistant, which is also my girlfriend, she was looking for some places for me to speak. And she used to watch that show a lot. Gotcha. And so she saw an episode that she felt like I would be good on. And so she reached out to them and they interviewed me and got me on there. I didn't know I didn't have any clue who I was gonna talk to. I just knew the subject.
Got you.
So she felt like that would be a good subject for me to talk on. Right. Right? So I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. I didn't even go in there, quote unquote, prepared. Because I know what I know. Right? So it don't matter who I'm finna talk to. But I didn't know it was gonna be Candace until they finna turn the cameras on.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have had any time to prep to talk to her. Right?
Would you have done anything differently if you did? Yeah.
Okay.
No, because most people, they feel like they need information on a person because they want to do ad hominem attacks.
Right.
I think my arguments are strong enough. I don't need to do an ad hominem attack. I don't need to attack you personally. I don't need to know who you was in a relationship with to try to destroy your character. I'm good enough on whatever topic that I'm going to talk about to stick to the topic. I don't need to talk about you. I don't need to talk about you. Right. I don't care who you are. I can talk to you, God, Jesus, Muhammad, don't matter. If we talk about this, then we can talk about this. I don't need to know nothing personal about you.
Right. One of the topics that she brought up was that she believes that women have way more power than we say that they do, which was she mentioned the Me Too movement. And you kind of hit back. What is, I just want you to kind of put in perspective how you feel about her saying that.
Well, here's the thing. Let's break it down into three things.
Right.
The show was one conservative versus 20 feminists, right?
Right.
So when you hear the word feminist, it triggers a whole bunch of thoughts and beliefs, ideologies that come under the umbrella of feminism.
Right.
Number two, we were debating matriarchy versus patriarchy.
Patriarchy, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
These two things matter because when we start talking about women having power, by nature, males pursue females for
Right.
sexual reproduction,
Right.
point blank. Which would make that a what? If we have a society, it would make it gynocentric. Gyno means woman and her reproductive organs, like a gynecologist. We're talking about the reproductive organs. So you can have a gynocentric society
Right.
that's patriarchal,
Right.
right? Two things can exist. Just because males focus on women's gyno
Yeah.
genitals because they're biologically programmed and wired to pursue the genitals doesn't mean that women have legal or governmental power, right? So in this world that we live in the United States, this is a patriarchy by definition. You cannot eradicate half of the population and just say, well, because we let you vote and because we pursue gyno,
Right.
that this is a matriarchy. That don't even make sense. Because in 1975, out there in Iceland, they got a whole day called Women's Off Day, Women's Day Off. 1975, 90% of the country's women went on strike. Cause see, they wasn't paying these women for all their labor. They totally ignored women's contribution to society. So those women was doing free labor in Iceland, and they just said, 90% of them said, screw it, we ain't going to work. Y'all take the kids to work with you, the men. Well, guess what? The country broke down in that one day. And guess what they had to do? Give gender equality. Just because you need women and women play a significant role in society doesn't mean that you actually give her rights, doesn't mean that it's any form of matriarchy, and doesn't mean that it's any form of equality, right?
Right.
So that was her argument. Since women can be on TV, since males pursue women pretty much, that, oh, this is matriarchy because women have, what you want women to just not breathe and just be sitting up there like they have nothing to offer? Men need women. Society needs women. You can't eradicate half the population.
One more thing that you brought up that really kind of threw me off was that the Violence Against Women Act, the 1994 fact that you brought up.
Yeah.
Explain that, because that hit like it left her kind of shocked a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. So her whole thing was women were happier. Women are happier in the house with kids, and she kept bringing up the 1950s. Well, that's real interesting because during the 1920s, around the time of the Great Depression, the divorce rate was only 1%. 1%. But during the 1920s, women ain't have no rights. Zero. That's why it was 1%. Move up to 1960, because 1950, women still couldn't even go to Ivy League schools. Not only could they not go to Ivy League schools, they couldn't even get bank accounts and credit in their own name. 1960 is when women could go to Ivy League schools, but they still couldn't get credit in their name. 1973, it was still legal to beat your wife. I did a show on a documentary in 1973. Women was still getting killed by their husbands and the cops wouldn't even show up. Women was getting their ribs broken, arms broken, and the cops would not do anything. Domestic violence was not even a serious issue. 1973. The very next year, which is 1974, is when the Credit Act came out. Women could now get their own bank accounts and their own credit. Now, wait a minute. Women happier in these conditions, per Candace Owens. They happier. 1974, they get their credit. The early 1980s, 80, 81, 82, the highest divorce rate known in history, 22.1%, skyrocketed. From 1920, 1% to 1980s, early 1980s, 22.1%. If women were so happy during those times, why the hell did they run when they got an opportunity to run?
It's crazy how that wasn't even that long ago.
That wasn't right.
That's why I said when she said it fucked me up. I was like, damn.
I was
1994.
I was in 5th grade doing a whole paper on Bill Clinton. 1994 is when it became illegal to beat and legally grab your wife. So you, Candace, want us to go back to those times. Candace, you playing games. You playing games. Because see, ain't nobody bold enough, and I don't think people are, I don't want to say not intelligent enough, but maybe they not, right? To call,
maybe just can't articulate it.
Right.
Yeah.
To call you out on these things. Because to sit here and say that women are happier in these times, that's why I said, don't you think it's human nature to want something that you ain't got? And then when you get it, you got to recant that for something else because it ain't what you thought it was going to be, just to come to realize that that's exactly what happened when you told everybody to vote for Trump. Now you online talking about you regret that. Ain't that the typical way that women act? So when you say, hey, do you think this is why Kamala didn't win? Ma'am, if you want to go there, it's because they think like you, the author of Make Him a Sandwich. You out here voting for stuff that you don't even know nothing about because you got this pie in the sky in your head, this utopia in your head, and now you got to recant that. The same thing that women typically do. So you talk about women a lot, but you just like the women you talk about. Exactly like them.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Moolah. Hey.